They noticed the moment you stopped reacting. Not when you left. Not when you cried. Not when you begged for them to understand. When you went quiet. That's when the panic started. For so long, they trained you to respond. Every sigh. Every cold silence. Every cruel little comment designed to pull something out of you. Confusion. Fear. Tears. Anger. Anything. Because your reaction was proof. Proof they still had access to you. And you didn't even realize it was happening. You thought you were trying to fix the relationship. Trying to explain yourself. Trying to make them finally see the damage they caused. But every emotional reaction became fuel. The more hurt you looked, the calmer they became. The more you chased clarity, the more they disappeared. And somehow, you ended up apologizing for the pain they created. That's the part nobody talks about. Narcissistic people don't connect through love. They connect through control, attention, emotional dependency, uncertainty. That was the bond, not intimacy. That's why they seemed almost bored when things were peaceful, but fully alive when you were breaking down. Because chaos kept you attached. Think about it. How many times did they ignore you until you finally snapped? How many times did they push you emotionally, then act like you were the problem for reacting? They studied your triggers, learned your fears, memorized the exact tone, the exact look, the exact silence that could make you spiral. And once they knew what hurt you, they used it carefully. Not all at once. Just enough to keep you emotionally off balance. That wasn't miscommunication. It was conditioning. You started monitoring your words, your tone, your facial expressions. You became hyper-aware of their moods. Hyper-alert. Always preparing for the next emotional shift. And after a while, you stopped feeling like yourself. You felt anxious all the time. Guilty all the time. Exhausted all the time. But still attached. Because trauma bonds don't feel toxic in the beginning. They feel intense. Important. Addictive. Like fighting for love. But love was never supposed to feel like survival. And the moment you stop reacting, everything changes. Not immediately. First comes the testing. They provoke you harder. Ignore you longer. Become colder. Crueler. Almost like they're trying to wake something back up inside you. Because your silence feels threatening to them. Not your anger. Your detachment. That's what scares them. When your eyes stop searching for reassurance. When your voice stops shaking. When you no longer need them to admit what they did. That's when they realize the control is slipping. And suddenly, the same person who acted emotionally unavailable becomes desperate for your attention. Not because they changed. Because they can feel you leaving emotionally. That's why some narcissists come back the moment you heal. The moment you stop chasing. The moment you finally start choosing peace over answers. Because your pain was part of the connection. And when the pain stops feeding them, they feel the absence. You were never too emotional. You were emotionally manipulated. There's a difference. A person pushed to the edge will eventually react. That reaction does not make you unstable. It makes you human. The real shift happens when you finally understand this. Your reactions were never the problem. Your reactions were evidence. Evidence that you cared. Evidence that you were trying. Evidence that you believed there was still something real underneath all the confusion. But there wasn't. Not in the way you hoped. And once you truly see that, the guilt starts fading. The fog starts lifting. You stop needing closure from the person who created the wound. And for the first time, their silence no longer controls your nervous system. Because you finally understand what they were terrified of all along. Not your anger. Your freedom.